Alright, hello everyone, The Snake Rocks here, and welcome back to Valhalla. Now, last episode, we had a nice talk with Alma, we caught up with Ingram and Jamie, and then, I think we also caught up with Norma. Anyway, let's get started. The next day is gonna be when my rent is due, and I am not looking forward to that, because if Jill gets fucking evicted, I'm going to lose my shit. So, yeah, Jill bought what she wanted and she's pleased with herself. She will surely focus at work. Yeah. Let's just go to work. Man, I've not played this game in a while. Good evening. Hey. Okay, so we've got almost everything, but we're still missing a couple of things for Saturday. And so I designate you, Jillian Applegate, as official guy who goes to buy the rest of the stuff. Applegate? I have no idea who that is. Why me? I could send Jill, but I wouldn't dare send a lady by herself. And I could go with her, but I believe the bar should have at least 2 people in the vicinity at all times. You're not gonna say anything, Jill? If it means not being delivery girl, I'm happy to fake helplessness. Fine, give me that list. I'll be back sometime. Something tells me you're planning something, boss. What gives you that impression? Call it a gut feeling. Did you know Jill has a crush? What? A client of his, a girl that owns a bazaar. She's been coming on to him for ages and he's only just started opening up. Oh, that's interesting. But he's taking steps backward and I'm not gonna let him. He's opening up for fuck's sake. And so the errands will take him to the bazaar, I take it. That's right. Huh. Very clever. Alright then, to the office I go. As for me... Playlist! Time to mix drinks and change lives. Jill with a crush, huh? This place. Great. Oh, if it isn't... Hey Jill, sorry, but is there anywhere I can hide? There's an unpleasant guy on my trail. Boss, stalked woman incoming. The door's open. Go ahead, the door to the left. Thanks. Hello there. Oh, hi there. The other one. That's the bathroom. Wait, what's the dog doing in the bathroom? Now, where did she... Oh, hello. Welcome back. It's been a while since I last saw you. Oh, the hellhole. Perfect. Hey, kid, I'll have the usual. Right. Huh, he remembered me after 2 weeks. Alright, time to get the, big beer. 2 Adelhyde, 4 Bronson extracts. 4 Bronson extracts. 1 powdered delta, 2 flanergide. Wait, 2 powdered delta, 4 flanergide, and 8 carmetrine. All mixed. We got a big beer. This seems right. The paper's been a mess lately. You'd think with all that's happening, they'd stay and do more reports. But they're all asking for vacations, and I can't afford to be understaffed. So I had to come up with some sort of reward for whoever produces the most reports. I see no difference in my feed, though. Mr. Donovan, I don't mean to sound rude, but you do know the infamy of the augmented eye with the general public, right? A shitty page that will over-sensationalize anything and report useless things. Of course I know. Then why not try to rectify that image? To put it simply, I'm being clutched by the balls, in the non-pleasant way. Saibatsu Core and company have an eye on every publication they haven't bought yet. Report on them once, and they'll find something to find you with. Twice, and you'll find your resources severely cut. Anything beyond that, and the best case scenario is that they'll buy the damn operation to keep it quiet. I know there are more newsworthy things than whatever it is the lackeys picked out that week. But if I overstep, my ass is on the line. Huh. Glad to see this hellhole is still in one piece. The BTC has been going apeshit closing bars lately. Oh, yeah, that. Yesterday, they closed one that served as a key part of a drug trafficking ring. And last week, they closed 3 small bars that served as illegal chicken restaurants. Huh. Not to mention, there are like 100 people who have BTC certificates but never use them. Instead, they keep those credentials around to stop police from raiding their homes or warehouses. I don't know about you, but it's obvious to me that some restructuring will begin at the BTC after this whole thing. Man, shit ran deeper than I thought. And no news outlet talks about that. Alright kid, let's try Moonblast now. Come again? Hey, even I have to break the routine from time to time. Moonblast it is. 6 Adelhyde, 1 Powdered Delta, 1 Flanergide, and 2 Karmatrine, all on the rocks and blended. Blend, thank you. Moonblast? Moonblast? Moonblast! Now, let's see what the ruckus is about. So, what brought you here? Oh, right. Didn't you see a Lilim coming in here? Blue hair, big tits. She's the one from the Encore concert coming up. Not really. Did she jump to the roof then? Why were you looking for her? Did you want an interview? Not really, just hitting on her. Of course. Hey, I said hitting on her, not hitting her. Stop glaring. Why though? Are you that bored? Don't you have like a family or something? Have you seen that girl? Hot as tits. Also hot ass and tits. I'm suffering the weirdest combo of being hard as fucking curious as shit right now. I want to know just how detailed those King Class CH-1A models are, personally. And so you followed her. I've yet to meet a woman that can resist the charms of Donovan D. Dawson. You're in front of one, and I'm guessing you have quite the selective memory. Like I said, don't you have a family or something? A wife, but that woman cheats on me as much as I cheat on her. In fact, I'm pretty convinced she gets off on the thought of me cheating on her. Ellipses. So that Lilim isn't here, huh? I'll have to find a busty enough replacement tonight or I'll explode. Hey, after you're done glaring, please serve me a pile driver. Right. Let's just give him a pile driver. Literally. 3 Bronson extract, 3 Flanergide, and 4 Karmatrine. All mixed. Pile driver. Alright. Well, seeing as she's not here, I have no reason to stay. Maybe I'll find someone that looks a bit like her. Ellipses. The guy left! Oh, alright. Thanks for sheltering me, Dana. Hope your sister likes the video. No, thank you. Seems you had a hearty talk. Your boss is such a fun person. Her sister is a fan of mine, so I recorded a small video for her and took a couple of photos. How nice of you. It's nothing really, and she did hide me, so it's the least I could do. But, well, we're here already. Mind giving me something sweet? Sure. Miss Idol wants something sweet. How about the Blue Fairy? 4 Adelhyde, 1 Flanergide, aged, and mixed. Blue Fairy. Blue, I like blue. Thanks. So, do you know why Donovan was following you? I don't, but I wasn't in the mood to deal with him. His questions were a bit over the line last time, too. Not the worst I've dealt with, but I just didn't want to humor him. I see. Seems like he was just trying to come on to you. You don't say. Well, not like he'd have a chance anyways. I'm not into older guys, and I'm already committed to a relationship. Oh, wow. Wait, you are? It's not common knowledge, and the ones that hear it try to dismiss it as rumors, but I've been in a relationship with my producer for a while now. Really. We were both single, and that kind of stuff is bound to happen when you spend so much time together. But it all started when he read an entry I made in my blog about wanting to experience love and the like. He offered to help with that after he read it, and I thought, sure, why not? I already knew him well enough, it wouldn't hurt to try. How nice. He's a stick in the mud where planning is due, but he's a sweetheart otherwise. I see. You know, I've met 2 fans of yours lately. Really? Both of them seemed so excited when they were talking about you. It was amazing. I don't like the term fan too much. It strikes me as a bit pretentious in my opinion. I have many fans doesn't sit so well. I have many people who like my music. I like many people who like my music better. I can read. Fan evokes an uglier and more pretentious image for me. Do you like what I do, Jill? Do you like my music? To be honest, I haven't had much exposure to your work, but the few things I've heard are really good. And, not gonna lie, having talked to you, I feel like I would support you even if I didn't like it. So nice to hear. Hey, this'll sound familiar, but do you have anything like tea? Let me see. Something tea-like. If I remember correctly, something bitter but girly is fine as too. That would be the sunshine cloud, right? Tastes like old chocolate milk with its good smell intact. Some say it tastes like caramel too. I don't know. No, not the fluffy dream. Let's just do it by name and see what we got. Traditionally brewed beer has become a luxury. Say this in front of the... Yeah, it's so unnecessarily brown. I hope you brush them well. 8 out of 10 smug assholes. It's like champagne served on a cup that had a bit cola left. It will knock the drunkenness out of you or knock you out cold. A couple of these will make your tongue feel velvety more and you'll be sleeping soundly. It's like drinking ethylic alcohol with a spoonful of sugar. Frothy water. This one's kind of unbearable. Let's just go with what Jill says. We'll go with the Sunshine Cloud. 2 Adelhyde, 2 Bronson extract. Let's just top it off with some Karmatrine. Why not? On the rocks and blended. Blending takes forever. Alright. Bitter, girly. We don't really have anything else that'll fit the bill. Let's go with it. Yeah, this works. Hey, you're a King Class CH-1A, right? That I am. May I ask you something about your model? Sure. Are there any differences between you and a DFC-72? We both serve the same purpose, but DFC-72s have the port on their heads, which makes them more versatile. My line lacks that or the resilience of the DT-01Ds, but we're a tad more polished elsewhere. More specifically, our voice emulators are more advanced and our movements are smoother. A trade-off of functionality and power for appearance, you could say. Ah, I see. So, anything new for this concert? Well, it is an encore, so we're trying to make it the same for those that couldn't go to the first one. But we always try to spice it up, like maybe with a surprise song or something. There was this one time I sang a cover of a song by B-Link. Of course, in return, they sang Your Love is a Drug. Ah. Wait a second. Yeah, that's this song. It doesn't actually have lyrics. At least I never heard any. So you know the B-Link girls. Really nice kids. You'd be surprised how different from their onstage personas they are. Really. Suzu, for example, can be really childish at times. She also laughs a lot, and loudly at that. Meanwhile, Aina is a party girl through and through. If they're not on tour, she spends her time partying like crazy. Huh, hard to believe. I mean, their image is that of stoic girls with little expression. Almost like living Victorian dolls or something. Well, they wanted to pop out in the public. They once told me, if we want people to notice us, we have to break the cutesy idol concept. And so they took the opposite route by becoming cool beauties with melancholic songs. I wouldn't say they went the opposite way. The opposite of cutesy idols would be unkempt, tone-deaf girls spewing vitriol and hate. Death metal be damned. True, I guess. Well, I've gotta go, but let's have a Sparkle Star first. Alright. Sparkle Star it is. 2 Adelhyde, 1 Powdered Delta, maybe just a little bit of Karmatrine. All aged and mixed. Cool. Sparkling. Well, it's always a pleasure, Jill. Please come again. Will do. Oh, the handsome bartender. Nice to see you. Boss, Jill's back. I'll take my break. Alright. Cool. Had a nice, encounter with Kira Miki right there. Let's not load. I don't want to have to go through that again. It is now safe to keep playing. Note to self, buy oil for that door. Alright then. Ellipses, ellipses. Jill, you're in my spot, please. Oh, sorry. Also, you're cleaning one of Boss's chicken buckets. Did Boss ask you to do that? If I told you she did, would you believe me? Without a doubt. Let's go with that then. Right. Greetings. Ah, Stella, welcome back. What can I get you? I'll go with a Bleeding Jane today. Bleeding Jane. Bleeding Jane. Bleeding Jane. Now, if only I had a mirror for that. 3 Flanagide. All blended. Bleeding Jane. Thank you. What brought you here today? Waiting for Say? I came by myself, actually. I was in the area and stopped to say hi. Oh. It's pretty interesting, though. When I first saw you, I doubted you'd ever come here again. Well, this place is comfortable, I must admit. So quiet and secluded. It's also clean, really clean. Jill is the one you can owe that to. The guy takes pride in how clean he keeps things around here. If you ever need cleaning staff, he's a nice pick. Really? Ellipses. He's a bit out of it today, though. I see. Hey Jill, have you heard of the new gold rush in the city? Gold rush? Everyone is paying small fortunes to get their hands on pieces of white knight suits. I think I heard or read something about that, but I'm having doubts, so probably not. In any case, how is it a gold rush? Well, the tech behind the suits was always safely guarded, but after the events at the bank... After the events at the bank, the suits were remotely shut down, bricking many of them in the process. Many units dropped their armor right there and fled when the lynchings went on. Any white knight still stuck in their suit had to take the armor off manually to run away. It all happened in the middle of the lynchings, so they'd be sitting ducks if they didn't. Some weren't that lucky. They got beaten up while they weren't able to move. So, between the suits becoming glorified paperweights and many white knights going on the run, there ended up being a lot of junk lying around. But the whole scientific community is rejoicing. They're on a race to reverse engineer the suits and take as much technology as possible from them. And of course, even single pieces of the armor fetch a high price these days. Could anyone see any profit from that research to justify those expenses? It's new tech, a whole new field ripe with patents just open for many. So, I'd say yes. Huh. I mean, the BTC is literally a conglomerate built upon patents and trademarks. I can see how. There is one weird case, though. There's this guy named Jack. He's the captain of a very unique Blitzkrieg Corps unit. Unique? The guy had a really small unit, 5 people including himself. The aesthetics of his unit, its armor, were heavily modded to the point that they looked like a squad of Henshin heroes. Hen what? Ellipses. They looked really gaudy. But it turned out that the guy actually broke through the software and disabled the remote switch. He has one of the few, if not the only, suits of armor with the OS intact. To say they're among the most wanted people would be an understatement. You know a lot about this. It's interesting the amount of things you hear when dealing with drunk people of all kinds in the same place. It also helps to put on a front that makes people lower their guard. That should sound familiar to you. True. Ellipses. Wait. Here's a freebie, a fun fact. The failsafe was originally going to involve the armor blowing up and leaving no traces, but regulations and laws didn't allow that kind of technology near civilians. I guess even Zaibatsu Corps has its limits, huh? People love to demonize Zaibatsu Corps because, let's face it, they're far from innocent. But they're not evil overlords, they're just greedy. They're just a big corporation. They just so happen to have control over what tantamounts to a city-state. But corporations will naturally resort to draconian methods. I've heard horror stories from people outside the city about trying to use product placement. If you so much as hold a bottle the wrong way or get in the way of a logo, you'll be in for lots of trouble. And let's not start with theme parks or the like. Those are dystopias of their own. Then again, most of the demonization is due to Quincy being such a clown. He has no power anyways. He's just the front that whatever council behind Zaibatsu Corps chose. He makes a fool of himself and the attention is taken away from whatever it is that Zaibatsu Corps is actually doing. Yeah. So, what were you saying is that... So what you were saying is that Glitch City is basically a huge theme park? I've called the White Knights glorified mall security in the past, so yeah. Huh. Ellipses. No, seriously, hen what? Can I get a Brantini here, please? Sure. Brantini. Do we make it big? I don't know. 6 Adelhyde, 3 Powder Delta, and 1 Carmetrine, aged and mixed. Yeah, sure. Thanks. So I take it you're in a good mood today. Does it show? A bit. Yeah, well, I managed to nab a couple of tickets for the Kira Miki Encore concert. Oh, shit, nice. She was just here earlier today. Oh, right, as it turns out, she was just here. Yep, exactly. Again? Sorry. Again? Can't believe I just missed her. I was surprised too. I was more surprised she remembered my name, though. And, like last time, she was quite the graceful client. Man, so those rumors about her being really nice in person were actually true? Amazing. I mean, you always want the famous people to be nice in real life, but having such backing to that claim, to hear that she's so nice to everyone, it's nice to hear, you know? In fact, many think that's what made her so famous so quickly. How she's down to earth and totally accessible, making her someone everyone wants to root for. Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't want to feel like you're supporting crappy people. Although, to be honest, I've never put much thought into that one. Hell, half the time I have no idea who made what I use, nor do I care much. Being a nice person will take you far, though. My daddy always insisted that being ruthless in the boardroom doesn't mean being an ass. And he has actually managed to get certain contracts over other more powerful people. All thanks to being a nice guy overall. Sounds like good advice. But more importantly, Daddy? Ahem. Do you really believe me saying she was just here that easily? You're not the kind to lie about stuff like that, so sure. Thanks, I guess. That said, can you go to the concert so easily? What about security and the like? My dad always has a unit keeping an eye on me from a distance. And you'd be surprised at how easily I can disguise myself with just a different hairdo and a cap. I see. I wonder if I could get in the disabled line with Sei and her wounds. Although she'll probably nag me about how she doesn't need it and we shouldn't abuse that. Yeah, that's definitely what Sei would do. Hey, can you get me a classic drink? Stella wants something classic now. How about a frothy water? We haven't really done that in a while. All aged and mixed. Bubbly, classic, bland. Let's do it. Thank you. Do you have many servants around the house, Stella? I do, but they've been with us for so long, they're pretty much family. My dad has always said that if you earn someone's trust, they'll gleefully work for you, and everyone wins. We even had a young gardener that left to study engineering, and he actually came back. He still comes by every weekend to tend the plants. Man, that sounds nice. Let me know if you're ever in need of a job. I might find you something. Thanks for the offer. Yeah, the bar's gonna be closing soon. Or not soon, but in like a few months or whatever. Wait. Huh? I just realized something's off with the whole tech gold rush story. What would it be? Wouldn't all that tech be patented anyways? I get trying to crack it in the first place, but that would be true if the tech was patented in the first place. It isn't? Zaibatsu have been so paranoid about making the White Knights untouchable that they never patented anything. A patent would be in a database that someone could hack and retrieve valuable info from. Not to mention they've been using tech from other companies without any authorization. And no patent registry in their right mind would approve of that global shutdown signal, let alone how it immobilized everyone still inside of those suits. So the ones that were upholding the law did so using suits that are by all means illegal? The irony runs deep, wouldn't you say? Why do it though? When you have so much money, you start thinking you can screw around with the rules. All that power makes you think you're above every law there is. And this city is what happens when those with money start making the rules. I'm curious though, have you ever covered up any fuck-ups by using money? I think we've all done things we're not too proud of at some point in our lives. Well, Jill, I gotta go. Always a pleasure. Please come again. Yes, indeed. Ah, Alma, welcome back. No, hello. Of course. You're pretty insistent on that one, aren't you? It's basic courtesy, something I will fight to uphold. First the greeting stop, then saying please and thanks stops, and before you know it, boom! Total anarchy! You're exaggerating. Am not. In fact, I'll go through that door again, and I expect you to properly greet me this. Fine. Hello, Jill. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, ellipses, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. Jill, you're starting to sound like Virgilio now. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." Ellipses. "You overdid it. You totally overdid it." Quoth the bartender, "I did not." "So you like poetry?" I had a phase. "Can I get you something?" Let's start with a big cobalt velvet. Big cobalt velvet. Which one was that? Alright, sorry about that, guys. I am back. Anyways, a big cobalt velvet for Alma. Let's do it. Cobalt velvet. 4 Adelhyde. No Bronson extracts. Why did I do that? 6 Flanergide. 6 Flanergide and 10 Carmetrine. 10 Carmetrine. All on the rocks and mixed. Perfect. Big cobalt velvet. Anyway. Thanks. Oh yeah, there's something I've been wondering about for a while. Does the name Shadowmaster69's Chronicles ring any bells? Exclamation point! Wow, you went pale. No, the name doesn't ring any bells. May 22nd. Today my daily card readings told me that I'd meet great change thanks to an old man. My biology teacher told me I had been picked for an inter-school contest with my latest essay. I just knew a scientific theory on the idea of auras was as revolutionary as I thought. Soon I'll bring the world into occult science singularity. Later entries don't seem to have gone that well, though. Mentions of being laughed at, being lectured on why the essay was wrong. Ellipses. Jill? I made sure to delete that blog! No evidence should be left! I can think of at least 6 different sources off the top of my head that all have... I can read! I can think of at least 6 different sources off the top of my head that have all that stuff archived. Why? Why? Sheesh, relax, it's not that bad. What do you mean it's not that bad? Don't you realize how embarrassing it all is? We've all been young, Jill, relax. It's not like you're still like that nowadays. That would have been embarrassing. You're not still like that, right? Gods no, I gave up on the whole occult stuff. It's just that remembering all that stuff is... Ugh. I don't know, I like the way you looked. All dressed in black with a rare accessory popping out thanks to the colors. I mean, at least you had the decency to use makeup and take care of yourself. So you have a pick. Oh god, you have a fucking pick. Why do you do this to me? Why do you dig out the sins of my past? I was bored. Last Friday I had to take my mind off the whole Diana thing, so I ran a small background check on you. Simple stuff, just checking past internet activity. Please don't run background checks like that. I just used a search engine, you know. I didn't request documents or anything. What led you to the page? You do realize your main mail account is everywhere. Your main mail account everywhere is still the one you used back then, right? Ellipses. Like I said, relax. You were obsessed with occultism. I wanted to kiss all the boys. And I kinda almost accomplished that in middle school, which still sort of haunts me today. Never underestimate the lengths old classmates will go to track you down. Especially if they think you're still the girl that kissed them for fun and they're lonely to boot. We all have things we're not too proud of as adults. Now I know how criminals feel when evidence is used against them. I have to ask though, why the 69? It was supposed to be 6'9", not 69, like in reference to both the lovers and the hermit. I was convinced it meant wise choices. Jill, there's nobody that would read that as 6'9". I was 12 at the time. Even at 12, I fucking knew what a 69 was. Just how innocent were you back then? You have no idea. Well, let's sweeten up things a bit. I'll have a sugar rush. A sugar rush? Are they trendy now or something? 2 Adelhyde, 1 powdered Delta. Let's just do like 2 Carmetrine just so that it's not so empty. Here. This is the thing. Say, Alma, speaking of the past, what was your last long-term relationship like? That's sudden. You dug through my past, I've earned the right to dig through yours. Fine, fine. Long-lasting relationships, huh? Romantic ones, I'm guessing. Yep. Well, I've had about 4 boyfriends who I'd describe as such, that I've introduced to my family and all. The first one was in high school. I broke up with him because he cheated on me. I remember the other girl trying to pick a fight and me just saying, keep the fucker. The second one was during my freshman year. I broke up with him after he thought it'd be funny to punch me in the arm. He starts with a friendly hit and before you know it... Anyways. The other guy I met shortly after I dropped out. He was interested in marriage, but he wanted to get married after only half a year or so of knowing him. And then there's Richard. Who? I spent almost 4 years with him. We got along pretty well, we had awesome chemistry, I truly loved him. But as time went by, there was a rift that started separating us. He just didn't like my family. He didn't? Moreover, he wasn't a family person. He distanced himself from his own and voiced that he didn't want kids. There was a part of me that wanted to believe, even if just for a little bit, that maybe he'd change his mind. But as much as I loved him, that one detail brought a growing gap between us. And at one point I just had to break up with him. Aww. But I'm not here to depress you. Bring me a beer, will ya? Sure. Let's get her a beer. That's bubbly, right? 1 Adelhyde, 2 Bronson extracts, 1 powdered Delta, 2 Flanergide, provided my fucking mouse will work, and 4 Carmetrine. All mixed. Beer. Thanks for telling me that, by the way. Don't mention it. Okay, one more question and we're even. Wow, you really are embarrassed of that blog, huh? Sure, ask away. At what age did you get those implants in your boobs? Ellipses. Jill, I love you and I know you're saying that in jest, but I've lived through so many rumors around me getting plastic surgery that I can't and won't take it as a joke. As such, and honoring our friendship, I'll just say this. They're real and they're spectacular. Now ask the real question before I slap you. I'll grant you one, and only one chance to call me by my full name as a compensation then. I gladly take your offer. It's funny that you mentioned slapping because my real question was, why did you get your hands chopped? Chopped. Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first is that I spent lots of time typing, and these replacements help me avoid carpal tunnel syndrome. Oh. There's other utilities, like how I can interface with many devices. For example, there's a tiny computer embedded in my glasses. If I move my index finger, it acts like the computer's cursor. There's lots more, but there's small things that don't sound that impressive when I say it out loud. How did your family take the operation? They took it well enough, except for my mom. She freaked out for months. She even went to the hospital to ask for my hands. Don't you miss them? Sometimes, but just during emotional moments, but as luck would have it, someone else has them. Shortly before my operation, there was an accident on the highway. One of the victims was this young lady whose right hand got completely crushed. I told them to check if we were compatible and all that. I mean, implants are not everyone's first choice if they can get a natural replacement. A bit of cosmetic treatment and it could pass off as her original hand with no problem. Last I heard, we were compatible and the family agreed to the donation. I don't know what became of her, but I hope she's fine. And you didn't tell your mom about that? I didn't want her pestering the poor girl. So, are we cool now? Are we even now? Are we? You were pretty pissed about my comment regarding your boobs. Again, I'm sorry, it sounded a lot less rude in my head. Yeah, don't worry about that. Besides, I get to call you Julianne once. Now you don't. Eh? Why? You just called me by my full name. Are you serious? One chance and only one chance and you just used it up. Damn it! Anna! Hello! Why are you here? Now of all moments. Hey Alma, this might be a weird tangent, but do you believe in ghosts? Hey! Not particularly, no. Although there was this paper I read once that was quite interesting. It proposed a scenario where nanomachine clusters would leave the body after death, and then acted as a collective hive mind through the residual brainwaves. The result would basically be an image not unlike a hologram. Of course, the hypothesis fell through because such nanomachine density is impossible in a body. Even 5% of the amount needed is enough to make the blood too dense for the heart. And it's not like brainwaves are potent enough to create those reactions. Still an interesting read, though. I see. Don't give me that look. It's not my fault that you convince yourself that you're crazy. Well, I'll leave then. See you tomorrow. See ya! All done? I am. What about you, Jill? Ellipses. For some reason, the idol girl left him like that, it seems. You think? It might have been while he was out. True. Hey boss, you're a fan of wrestling, aren't you? I mean, you were a wrestler, so... That I am, yeah. Why? I was wondering, isn't wrestling fake? Aren't twin tails for little girls and teens with 8th grade syndrome? 8th grade what? When you get down to it, wrestling is as real as a soap opera. I mean, you don't really expect a legal lawsuit to be fixed in a ring, right? Sure, in my ideal world, you would solve legal problems through good old wrestling, but... No, seriously, 8th grade what? But you don't go around calling soap operas fake. It's a show, it just so happens to use fights as an expression. You might as well see it as an unique form of theater. Grammar. Besides, considering the injuries many wrestlers suffer, it's not all fake. Huh, I didn't think about it that way. Sadly, I won't stand for anyone bad-mouthing wrestling. So now I have to go and break Jill's back to make you humble. Oh well, wait, what? Come here, fuckboy! Fuckboy! Ah! Classic Dana. 8th grade what? Total earnings, drinks total, mistakes, commission, today's payment, tips, flawless service bonus. Total funds. Hell yeah, we can pay our bills! Your rent was charged with $10,000 for your rent. What? Have a nice day. Jill will have a roof on her head for another month. This sense of relief will make sure she focuses at work. Yay! Alright, let's save real quick. And I'm gonna call it an episode at that. So, yeah, this has been Valhalla. I am so glad we were able to get our rent paid. And, yeah, that's about it. I've been TheSnickRocks, and I will see you all later. Thank you for watching.